With the main body of the clip created, I want to create the cutouts that will help operate the clip correctly. These clips are quite common. If you have a backpack, for example, you can go and have a look at one and see how they operate. I'm going to start by projecting some geometry. Select that face, and then go to Sketch, Polyline. I'm just going to create a little shape in here, 3 lines, and that's so that will reveal that rounded piece in the background, which when we compress that will allow it to go up and down. So I'm just tilting it just a little bit using the Orbit tool, and we can see the image in the background. And I'm moving my lines around so that I can see if they're correct. So move that one in a bit to the right, and there. And you can move the lines up and down. We can always fix it later, so we want a pretty good guess as to the first time around. So with the sketch created, I'm going to hide the belt. Keep in mind that if you extrude now, as I'm doing, selecting extrude, and then a cut, you'd also cut the stuff on the belt. So you want to make sure that the belt is hidden. So that's the first one. I can now hide sketches and show solids. Now I want to review that later. I'm not convinced that it's completely correct. The right hand side looks quite good. The left hand side I think might need a little bit of manipulation there. Come back to show sketches, and you can start to change the sketch if you wish at this stage, or you can do it later on. Well, I've gone in and modified the sketch and then repeated that process down at the bottom. So I have an extruded section both top and bottom. In the next stage of the project, I'll cut an opening through the length of the clip. So this is the area where that opening is going to be. It's going to be the full length from left to right. So to do that, what I'm going to do is create a projected face. So it's going to be this left end face. So go to Sketch, Project, and carefully select that sketch plane. And then the edges of the inside, the other part of the clip actually. So you can see I selected that top face and it's projected a line at the left hand side. Then that long vertical face. And zoom and pan around, again the face on the bottom. This is creating the outside profile for what I want in terms of the next extrusion. On the back side here, again we want to project that long face. You can see that line's projected now. That edge. And in between those two shorter horizontal lines is where I'll be creating another horizontal line. We'll see that in a moment. That's good. All the lines are now projected, so let's go ahead and hide the belt. Looking straight onto that face, I'm going to trim some of those edges. I'm going to go to Trim, and select those little short lines. And again, the same on the bottom end. What I have to do now is draw another short straight line, because what I have is the top and the bottom of that black piece on the first part of the clip. So what I want to do is select that sketch plane and draw a line somewhere in the middle. That'll be the top edge of the cut that I'm going to make, and now the bottom edge. And these are approximate. So with those two lines drawn, I can go ahead now and extrude the profiles. And I'm going to select 3 profiles. The large one in the middle, and then the 2 smaller ones that I've just created. Select Extrude from the menu. And I want to drag that so it goes all the way through but doesn't hit the circular piece. I can pull it back just a little bit. As long as it's through the right hand end there, we're good. It's definitely a cut. Just make sure it is. Let's check that out. Yes, you can see that's cut that properly. What we want to do now, of course, is check whether or not this actually works. So let's turn on the belt again with Show Solids. And let's review what we've actually done. Well, at first glance, it looks as if that long extrusion that I just made hasn't really worked that well. But I think what the problem is are those 2 first notches that I made. So I think I'm going to have to modify that.
So I've gone ahead and modified those notches. You can see I made it a little wider at the left-hand side and a little wider at the right-hand side as well. I didn't undo anything, I just added another little profile and cut that out. And of course did the same at the bottom side. So with the clip completed, we're ready to go on to the next stage of the project, which is adding some components such as a walkie-talkie, a water bottle, and lead weights.